Okay, good morning everyone. It's Matt here from LinkedIn. You're all very welcome to today's session. Today's session is a little bit different to our usual sessions that we run in our webcast series, in that today we're going to be focusing on some of our in-flight and upcoming product releases. So the enhancements we're going to be making to your product suite to make your LinkedIn solution even more effective and even more efficient for you. We are a little bit late in getting started. There were a few people having audio issues, so I'm going to move fairly swiftly today. That said, I will be recording the session, and I shall be sharing the recording after the session as well. So to get us started, I suppose a quick introduction to myself. So I think most are familiar with me at this stage, but Matt Davis is my name. I'm a customer success manager here at LinkedIn. I've been with the company for about 4 years, all the time working in our customer success org. Our customer success team is essentially focused on helping each of you to be as successful with your LinkedIn investment as possible. So we're here to A, ensure that you're aware of how those tools work, and B, we're here to make sure that you're using those tools to the best effect. So prior to joining LinkedIn, my background is actually in talent acquisition. I worked in the world of recruitment on the agency side actually for around about 9 years in various roles from frontline recruiting through to more sort of HR and management oriented roles. So I suppose a little bit about our agenda today. As I say, I'm going to move quite quickly, so I suppose a quick bit of housekeeping before we get to that. I have muted all of the lines by default. This is to avoid any background chat. However, I do have the chat window open, so if you have any questions as we run through the sessions, please do post them in that chat box. Please do not unmute yourself, as that will create audio interference. Please pop the questions into the chat box, and I'll do my best to answer the questions throughout the session. If I can't answer a question, or if I miss a question, I have reserved time at the end, so I shall circle back to anything that I miss. So the agenda for today. We have a few things to cover. So I want to, before I go straight into product, I want to take a bit of a step back and give you all, I suppose, a bit of an insight as to what LinkedIn's thoughts or what our thoughts are about the world of talent acquisition and where we're going with, I suppose, our future product roadmap. Then what I'll do is I'll actually talk about some of the enhancements that are either already in the product view now or will be coming very shortly as they do ramp out over a period of time. I'm going to focus primarily on the recruiter enhancements as those are most relevant to most people on this call. However, there are some additional product enhancements that I will cover quite quickly that are more, I suppose, media or advertising campaign oriented, but I do just want to make you aware of those as well. And as I mentioned at the end of the session, there will be plenty of time for Q&A. Okay, so hopefully that sounds good to everyone. But before I do get going, I suppose it would be remiss of me not to just double check. I just want to make sure everyone can see my slides. You should just see a slide on screen that says today's agenda. Somebody could either give me a quick tick or a quick yes in the chat box just to let me know. You should just be seeing the slide with the 4 bullet points that I've outlined to you there. So I'll just pause just real quick before I get going to make sure that everyone is coming with me along this journey today. Straight away. Thank you very much. That's great. Really appreciate that. Okay, so as I mentioned a moment ago, we're going to kick off almost by taking a step back. So instead of jumping headlong into product, I just want to let you know a little bit about the LinkedIn Talent Solutions business and how we are evolving. So what you can see on screen here is really our vision, which is to become the definitive talent marketplace by helping members to get the best opportunities and empowering employers to hire and develop the best talent. So that's our guiding north as an LTS, LinkedIn Talent Solutions business. And the way that we've been going about that is by building out that hiring marketplace. And by looking at all of these different data points that you see on screen here, 575 million members and growing. In fact, we're over 600 now. 20 million companies, 15 million jobs, 60,000 standardized skills, as well as the, I suppose, the more micro level engagement. So from the job seeker's point of view, the experience, the location, the salary. From the company point of view, the connections, the hires, alumni, locations. By connecting those data points together, We're able to really just map the connections between those dots and really help to build out the hiring phase by linking up the job seekers and the companies to really make that vision a reality. And as we kind of go through this journey, more and more as we speak to all of you, we are seeing and we are hearing from you that data data is a source of competitive advantage. And the way that we're really thinking about that is through this, this notion of talent intelligence. Now, this is not a product. This is a notion. This is a new paradigm, a new way of thinking about, the world of talent acquisition. And talent intelligence really is just a new way to harness data and insights to reinvent and improve every step of the recruitment process. And what we're hoping is by combining these insights with your instincts as recruiters, you're going to be able to deliver a winning talent strategy. And we really believe that over the next 10 years, the era of talent intelligence, where data and insights are used in new ways to improve every step of the recruitment process, is really going to come to light. So companies that are able to combine those insights with the instincts that all of you possess are going to have that winning strategy. And also we feel that LinkedIn is really poised to help with that. So where LinkedIn's data is infused with cutting-edge AI and machine learning, we believe that it has the potential, we believe that our solution has the potential to change everything, to help you as recruiters really turn your roles into a very strategic pillar within your organizations. So there's quite a lot going on. So I suppose with this new world, with this new paradigm of ubiquitous data and opportunity and universal access, there are a number of different realities. And some of those realities we've almost built out. We've kind of chunked out different areas. So we've got talent acquisition, we've got development, and then we've got talent strategy and analytics. So what I want to do is I just want to go into a bit more detail in each of these areas and give you a bit of insight as to our thinking here. So first and foremost, maximizing efficiency with minimal effort, helping you to find and hire the best talent. So this is really looking for ways to narrow down from hundreds of applications or thousands of candidates to 10 quality conversations as quickly as possible. And how are we actually doing that? We're doing that by really helping you to understand the person behind the profile. So historically, recruiters have really focused on leveraging the data points that Laura here has provided on her profile, those explicit points that she's given you. And that was really valuable in the era of passive recruitment. But as we move forward, as LinkedIn and our proprietary algorithms have evolved, so Laura has become much more than the data that she gives you explicitly. So what we can do is we can get looking back at that talent marketplace, we can get a much clearer picture of who Laura is with every action she takes within the ecosystem. So she's every job she's viewed, every job she's applied to, every article she's clicked on, every update she's shared, and also everything that she's told LinkedIn, such as listing herself as an open candidate. And when we compile all of these things, we're getting a much richer understanding of the person behind the profile. And when we bundle this together, we really can see that there are three types of data that we can use to understand the person behind the profile. And we can see that on screen on the right-hand side here. We have identity, affinity, and intent. And keeping it simple, identity is simply what members tell us through their profile, so the data that you all would have access to explicitly, whilst affinity and intent are based on the member behavior on the platform. So affinity data reveals a member's likes and preferences. So in Laura's case, her passions for gaming and artificial intelligence. And that intent data are made up of those more explicit actions on the platform that suggest an inclination towards making a career move, like actively applying to jobs, responding to emails perhaps from a recruiter. And behind the scenes, our technology is really putting together all of those inferences to understand our members. So whether it's data standardization that helps understand that she's an engineer, or AI that helps understand the skills she doesn't explicitly list in her profile, or that she's a high performer. So really this is where we're looking to move in terms of, I suppose, embedding that AI and that machine learning into our tools to help you make those connections and bring that 1,000 down to 10 as quickly as possible. Now, moving quite quickly, guys, so please, if you've any questions, do pop them into the chat box. I'm just conscious that we started a little late. So the second area that I mentioned was really around talent development. So beyond finding qualified candidates, we want to help you to develop your winning teams. So how are we going to do that? Excuse me, I have a bit of a frog in my throat today, so I have to excuse the constant clearing of my throat here. So the best part about the LinkedIn product suite is that we're already helping you to win. You're already leading the charge on leveraging data and insights to make people your competitive advantage. And you may not have known it, but you actually have this powerful data and technology at your fingertips for years. So every time, for example, you manage a talent brand via your personalized careers page or a landing page from sponsored updates or recruitment ads, or when you've made sure that your jobs are posted in front of the right people by adding additional targeting criteria, or when you've used those smart suggestions or recruiter spotlights to reach out to candidates who's most likely to respond. So this data, this insight is really what's driving the increased engagement you're seeing on LinkedIn. And as I mentioned earlier, we spoke about talent intelligence. This is really a true north for our business because we realize that this marriage between insights and instincts is what's needed to ensure that our products are always delivering value to you and help you deliver value to your businesses. So you can see here the kind of the three key themes. We've got the media, which is driving an increase in your job applications by getting your brand out there. We've got jobs where we've imbued that with additional manual targeting criteria so that you can help the algorithm to help you. And that's delivering a 40% higher applicant quality rating versus traditional job boards. And then we've got the spotlights here as well that are driving a 2x increase in email response rates. Okay, and the final area before we move on to kind of some of the changes that are upcoming. So we've covered some that have already been. I'm going to cover some that are upcoming. And the last one here is about using those insights to help answer talent questions to drive business strategies. And I suppose the backdrop to this is that the talent is increasingly becoming a key seat at the decision-making table, or talent acquisition rather, is becoming a key seat at the decision-making table for your organizations. I'm certainly hearing that when I come and speak to customers when I'm fortunate to be in South Africa or in Kenya or in Sub-Saharan Africa. I'm certainly hearing the questions coming from each of my customers are getting increasingly more complex. I'm hearing questions about, okay, the business are looking to me to help guide on where we should open a new office, or we're looking for succession strategy for a role, or they're looking for guidance on where there are skills gaps. And this is becoming increasingly a reality. And what you can see on screen here is actually a product that we launched a little earlier this year, about actually a month ago, called Talent Insights. And this is where we're looking to help all of you capitalize on the unique data set that we sit on to help you shape your talent strategy. And it's really only going to get better because as we continue to improve our existing product suite and add more tools that allow you to really fully leverage and access our data and insights, you'll be able to help your organizations to make those data-driven conversations to, I suppose, ultimately shape your strategy, guide your execution in terms of how you're going to invest in media, jobs, and recruiter. And I suppose summing that up, talent intelligence. I mentioned that we see this as a defining moment, I suppose a key theme, certainly over the next 10 years. We've evolved from looking at active candidates to looking at passive candidates. We've evolved the talent brand. We're now evolving towards this area of true talent intelligence. And that's using your data and your insights to make people your competitive advantage. So moving on, what does this mean to all of you? And I suppose I really bring that back to questions that I would hear from customers. And I mentioned a few questions that I'm getting a moment ago, but we've heard the feedback loud and clear. So we know that many of you can spend a lot of time refining search strings to get that shortlist of great candidates. And the more time that you spend searching, the less time you've got actually to do higher value activities and the things that you're really good at, such as building relationships with the business or with candidates, engaging candidates, and ultimately creating that winning team that is for the organization. And I suppose what we're kind of really thinking about is a world where you could come to LinkedIn and tell us who you're looking for, and we could help you find those candidates more easily, more quickly, with more accuracy. And that is really where our product suite is going. So you're not going to have to wait too long. We're already building out the next version of Recruiter, powered by the latest AI and machine learning technology to help you be more successful. And that's going on as we are talking now. In fact, there's upcoming tests running on that next generation. And as you'll see in a moment, some of the new product functionality is really that first step in that direction. So let's think about the evolution of search. So as you've heard, we're already at the beginning of that journey. Over the last few years, we've invested significantly in AI and machine learning technology, where you can take your knowledge of experience and combine that with our data set to make better recommendations. And these investments have led to features such as some of the ones that you're going to be familiar with. The more likely to respond spotlight, where we can recommend candidates who are most likely to come back to emails based on that hiring marketplace data that I showed you. We have guided search, where we recommend skills and titles to help you with your search, because you're not expected to know the myriad ways that somebody is going to express their job title or their industry or their skills. We've got overall improvements in our ranking algorithms to make sure that the most relevant people are being surfaced at the top of your list. So you're not having to look somebody buried on page 12 of your search results. And these examples are really just the beginning of that journey. We've a pretty bold and audacious vision for the future. And if we think about our vision for Recruiter, we want to create an even more intelligent and personalized search experience that gets smarter over time by learning from your behavior and helping you to hire the right candidate in less time. So to realize this vision, and now this is really going to bring us to, I suppose, the meat of today's presentation, which is around integrated search. A critical first step is to better understand the context of the roles that you are looking for. So we want to understand the job description and the company that you're hiring for. And we want to know who you like and who you don't like, so that we can learn from that to make the Recruiter interface smarter and more intelligent. And once we have that information, we can combine it with the LinkedIn data and actually make that personalized recommendation based on your needs and do it in a smart way that the tools are doing as much of the work for you as possible. So phase one is really, I suppose, laying the foundation for that. And this is what we're launching now. And I suppose the other good news here is that these changes are also going to help you stay more organized and become more efficient and simplify your workflow. So we're going to make some changes, or we are making changes rather. I'm going to show you in a second about how search and projects work together. And we're going to be encouraging you to create projects for each of your roles or requirements and to search within those projects to make your projects essentially the hub of your activity. And then we're going to be helping you to tell us more about the people you like and those that you don't, so that, again, we can then learn from that and help you in the future. And then phase two, on the back end, this is going to allow us to better understand and organize your search by specific roles. This foundation will continue to inform our relevance and AI features that we'll be launching over the next year or two. And by searching within projects, you're going to be able to see new insights and new recommendations alongside your search results instead of having to toggle off and go and find them. For example, in the future, we can recommend certain skills and experience that are unique to the role and your organization based on what we know about your activities within a specific project and the kinds of people that are responding to your emails and the current workforce within your organization. And that brings me to, I suppose, the big release that I'd like to talk to you about today, which is integrated search in projects. So what I'd like to kick off with is a quick demonstration. So this actually is a pre-recorded demonstration. So I'm going to toggle over to a new page here. So if you could just please let me know that you can see, I'm just on a YouTube video for you at the moment. So I just want to make sure that each of you can see this. So a quick yes or a quick thumbs up would be very helpful. All right, so I'm just going to play the video here. It's not very long. It's about 5 minutes, and I'll let that play for you.
LinkedIn Recruiter Integrated Search Experience combines your search results with projects to help you stay organized and work efficiently. Here's how it works. Start on the Recruiter homepage. You can use Recruiter's guided search feature to jumpstart your search, or you can enter a Boolean string for a more targeted approach. For this example, I'm looking for a data analyst in the Seattle area who's experienced in SQL and Microsoft Excel, so I'll use guided search to get things going. Now I'll refine my search using filters to hone in on the very best candidates. As I perfect my search, I review the resulting profiles to confirm that I'm getting the right results, and I'll tweak the filters as needed. It doesn't take long to identify a list of stellar candidates, and when I have a handful of folks who meet my needs, I'll save them to a project. This is where the magic really begins. When you save one or more profiles from the search results page to a project, your search becomes part of the project too, so you can easily access all your work for a specific job requisition in one place. Simply click the Save to Project button next to one candidate or select multiple candidates and click the folder icon. You have the option to save to an existing project, or you can create a new project. Since this is my first search for this job, I'll click Create New, add a descriptive name, and click Create New Project. You'll see a screen like this, which lets you know that your candidates and search parameters are being packaged into a new project. And now I'm in my project, and all my work will be captured and saved with this project. These tabs will allow you to easily switch between the different aspects of a project. Talent Pool, where you'll see your search results. Pipeline, where saved candidates are stored. And Project Details, where you can manage searches, add files and links, share your project, and more. The Talent Pool is just like the search results page, and I'll continue to tinker with the parameters to perfect my search. But since I'm now operating within a project, all the changes that I make and all the results displayed will be saved with this project. I think Lynn is a great fit for this role, so I'll use the one-click feature to add her to my pipeline by clicking the Save button. Brooke, on the other hand, has all the skills I want, but is lacking in experience, so I'll use the Hide button to keep my search focused on relevant talent. When you hide a profile, it will be hidden from you within the current project only. Hidden profiles will still appear in future searches outside the current project. To review your hidden profiles, click All Hidden Results. And here you can unhide any profiles that you want returned to your search results. As you work your way through the results, Recruiter remembers your last search, what page of the search you're on, and a detailed search history. So if you have to step away, when you come back to the project, you can easily pick up right where you left off. Now, let's take a look at the Pipeline tab. When you save a profile to a project, they're added to your pipeline. Your pipeline consists of candidates that you identified as meeting your search criteria and whom you are interested in following up with. Under Project Details, you can add a project description, link to a job post, manage saved searches, add relevant files and links, and view stats for the project. To enhance collaboration and reduce duplication of work, you can also share your projects with any team members who have Recruiter seats and are working on the same requisition. By seamlessly integrating search and projects, Recruiter makes it easy to jump between your talent pool and your pipeline, or even from project to project, and always know exactly where you left off. Recruiter remembers all the details for you. With the one-click and hide feature, you can keep your searches focused and relevant. Integrated search in Recruiter is an organized and efficient way to find top talent.
Okay, so that was just sort of a quick walkthrough of the integrated search functionality within Recruiter. As I mentioned, this really is the first step on sort of quite an extensive roadmap that's going to bring us towards that future of search. And really it's the same search experience that you're familiar with, but it's really even better. So I just want to run through a few of the key takeaways. Sorry, I can't talk today. A few of the key takeaways from that video. So integrated search within projects helps you work more efficiently and stay more organized by I suppose, directing you to create folders or projects for each of your requirements. You're centralizing your work into those little hubs that you can easily refer back to. So ultimately your search and your pipeline are in the same place and they're connected rather than distributed within your Recruiter license. And what you can see here is that, as you saw in the video, there are a few tabs that are going to show you where each of those different elements sit. So you have the talent pool, which is your search results. You have the pipeline, which is where you've saved people into your actual long list or your short list. And then you've got your project details where you saw you could share and you could actually make admin decisions about your project. What I also really like is the fact that you can easily pick up where you left off. So if you were working and you were on page 7 of your search results, or in this case page 3 of your search results, and you had to move away, the minute you come back into that project, you'll be brought back to where you were. So no wasted effort in terms of trying to figure out where you left off. And you build your pipeline with a single click. So you're in your talent pool, and you just save. You save them into your pipeline. Really intuitive, a really easy process there. I'm seeing a question start to come in, so please do ask away. As soon as I see that come through, I'll endeavor to answer. We can also, from the talent pool, we can hide candidates who aren't the right fit. And just to reiterate what the video is mentioning is when you hide a candidate or hide a member, that only relates to that project. So it's not saying you won't see that person again in a different project. You will. But for the purpose of efficiency and effectiveness, they're hidden from you within that project. And ultimately, here is the best part. For those of you that start using this new project and search experience today, you are in fact training our systems for future AI features. So it's really, I suppose, a win-win. You get efficiency gains now, and what you're going to be doing is you're going to be powering improved search results for you in the future by essentially teaching our tools to help you. So some key takeaways, some things to remember from this section, and some actions for you. So from here on out, when you have this new experience, it's a case of creating a project for every requirement that you have to fill. It's a case of building your pipeline with that single click, hiding the candidates who aren't good fits. You can easily come back to where you left off. And it's really improving and increasing your efficiency now and helping us to help you by improving your search results in the future, by learning from the way you're using these tools. And I'm just seeing the questions come in. Do projects expire and who will have access to the project? So do projects expire naturally? No, or rather they do not expire naturally. You can archive a project, but they do not expire naturally. And who will have access to the project? That depends upon your preferences. So the project owner or the project creator can decide who has access to that project. So you can keep it for yourself, or you can share it with selected individuals within your recruiting team, or you can open it up to your entire recruiting team. Now, when I'm saying team, I mean anyone within your organization that has a recruiter license. We can also share our projects with folks that do not have recruiter licenses. Now, we don't have time on the call today to show you how to do this, but you can share your project with people across your organization that do not have a license by using what we call the hiring manager functionality. That's a limited view. They don't see all of the same information that you do, but this is something you can also do, and this is covered on one of our recruiter focus sessions. And sorry, bear with me. There are a number of other questions just coming in. Project details, how does it differ? Oh, yes, yeah. So the project details is really your admin tab. So it was covered briefly there, and as I say, we will show this, or I will show this, and my colleague Thomas will show this when we do our Recruiter 101 and our Recruiter 102 sessions, which are in this series. But this is really your admin console. So in your project details, you can write a description of the project. You can say it's for X line of business or whatever it may be. You can also see any searches you've saved in here, because you can have multiple searches saved within a project. You can also share from the project details, and you can also decide upon the view that you wish to look at, so whether it's a list view or a tabular view. As I say, not time today to do a demo on that, but this is covered in our sister sessions. But great questions. I'm hoping that, we're getting some good questions coming in. I'm hoping you're all excited about the direction, and I suppose I took it the first 10 minutes or so to give you the context, but I'm really hoping that you're starting to get excited about the direction that we're taking the recruiter tools. Because ultimately what we are looking to do is to make your role as value-adding to the organization as possible, and essentially help you elevate your position and your career through our tools. Okay, I'm going to switch gears now, and I'm going to speed up slightly here because I'm just conscious of time as well. But I did mention that these were, for today, my priority was on the more recruiter-focused enhancements. But we do also have some other enhancements around our campaign media and our advertising side of the solution. So I'm going to run you through those, but please, if you have any questions, whether it's related to the recruiter stuff or this stuff, then please pop them through to me. So our first one that I want to talk about here is I want to really introduce carousel ads. So for those that are not familiar with carousel ads, you're using them already. Whether it's, obviously clearly not on LinkedIn, but you'll be using them on other platforms such as Facebook and Instagram. And this quarter, we've introduced that immersive ad format to help get recruiting teams in front of the right talent. And the carousel ad format lets you showcase multiple images, headlines, or even job postings in a single ad unit for your talent target. So carousel is now going to be available for all teams that are currently using LinkedIn sponsored updates, and there's no additional cost for this. This is just built into the product. As a reminder, sponsored updates are a separate media offering from LinkedIn Recruiter that helps you get in front of your talent target market right where the job seekers spend most time. That's in the LinkedIn newsfeed. And with sponsored updates, you can select the job seeker audience you're looking for or looking to attract and hire, and you can share content directly on LinkedIn to drive them to your job postings or your company page. So carousel updates are really quite an exciting new addition, and bringing us in line with some of the other social media streams. And what we're seeing is that, you can help to inspire potential talent to learn about your company. And you can see on screen here, so there's a little example of how that might look. Carousel ads are really helping to achieve 3 core goals for recruiting teams. Number 1, tell a complete story about your company. So Carousel lets you feature a swipeable series of cards in a single ads to tell a deeper story about your company and your open opportunities. And we can see here on screen we've got great perks, smart people, cool projects, amazing location, competitive benefits. So it's a multi-thread story within one ad. And secondly, you can also draw in job seekers you care about most with eye-catching visuals. So it's not just the one static visual, and it's actually a series of different visuals to create that engagement. And this works on both on mobile and desktop. And thirdly, carousel ads also help you drive result for talent objectives by educating job seekers about your company or sending traffic to your job slots and encouraging members to apply. And what we're seeing is that TA teams and TA leaders are really using this new format for a number of different objectives. I suppose a couple of examples would be showcasing company culture, sharing insights, celebrating diversity, highlighting open jobs opportunities. And so what's the result of this? These ads are highly engaging, and 75% of customers that participated in our beta testing said that they would use Carousel over the static sponsored updates due to the increased engagement from job seekers. So to wrap up on Carousel, now available for sponsored updates at no extra cost. They're a highly engaging format to help you to reach talent on LinkedIn and drive them to your company page and open job slots. And if you want to hear more about this, if you are in a marketing team or you're in touch with your marketing colleagues, the best thing to do is to ask them to raise this with their LinkedIn account manager at their next call. Or you can reach out to your customer success manager as well, and we can point you in the right direction. The next piece I wanted to run you through is the self-serve experience for recruitment ads. This may not be directly something that each of you will hold responsibility for, but again, it's about that awareness of what's going on. So recruitment ads are now available in self-serve. You can reach your audience with precision. So your ads are going to be seen only by members who exactly match your criteria, allowing you to serve essentially a very relevant message to help you optimize the value of your spend. They help you warm up passive candidates. Because I suppose really LinkedIn is in a unique position to offer you targeted access to the largest professional network in the world. And by using recruitment ads, you can warm up passive candidates and be top of mind amongst that best talent. And then also building a talent pipeline of engaged and relevant folks. And our ability to display relevant jobs dynamically creates a rich candidate experience, allowing you to build that pipeline you're looking for. So this quarter, recruitment ads are now available self-serve, and this means that customers or each of you that would like to buy, manage, and launch your own media campaigns on your own, so to be fleet of foot, to be nimble and agile, you can now do so. As a reminder, recruitment ads, just to take a step back, recruitment ads allow teams to source more effectively by inviting job seekers to explore your company and your open opportunities through targeted ads on LinkedIn. With recruitment ads and recruitment ad campaigns, you target job seekers for the skills that meet your needs, for example, account executives perhaps, or a certain level of seniority, and you can educate these candidates on your company and your open roles to build your talent pipeline. Again, if you'd like to learn more, reach out to your LinkedIn account manager or your CSM, and we'll point you in the right direction. And just to finish up here, I would like to talk a little bit about some of the changes that are coming to careers pages. And what we're going to be bringing you is enhanced analytics. So this has been a key ask for quite some time is, you'd like to see better data. And you've asked, and we're now delivering. So visitor analytics show unique visitor and page view data by your customized live pages, if you have more than one, to help you and your teams identify what's working well for each page and to evaluate when or whether it's time to refresh that content. So whether that's one page or another, you can actually make choices based on data in a self-serve way. We've also got new job viewer and applicant behavior within Talent Brand Analytics. And this is going to allow your admins to really better understand job seeker engagement to help inform those talent acquisition strategies. So to summarize, I suppose a new mobile admin experience enables your teams to manage your employer brand on the go and to be more responsive to engage members wherever you are. Also, enhancements to Talent Brand Analytics allows TA and HR teams to make smarter, data-driven conversations and really make some informed decisions about your talent strategy and your workforce planning. And with that, and I'm glad to say that I'm on time today, with that I'd like to turn it over to any Q&A before we do wrap up on this session. So I suppose a couple of things before I do turn it over to each of you for any questions. Just a reminder that there were a few questions on some of the functionalities of projects and some of the tabs. We will cover those. So today I was introducing the new integrated search and some of the new media enhancements. We will cover the specific tabs in our more deep dive recruiter focused sessions. Equally, if you had questions on jobs or on careers pages or on emails, then we will also cover those in detail on future sessions as well throughout our final quarter of the year in our webcast series. But I'd like to say thank you very much for your time, and I'll just turn over for Q&A if there's any questions coming up. Okay, so I'm seeing some questions coming in here. So one of the questions there is what access to what view will we have on the new careers pages? So the changes really are more back end, and it's about, and again, as I say, I'll be demonstrating those in a future session. Today was more of an introduction, but what you're getting, is I suppose is more data in terms of your ability to see visitor analytics by particular life page. So if you have multiple pages, instead of just seeing overall traffic, you're going to see per view. And there's no changes required on your side. This will be for all company page admins. The other change there, which unfortunately wasn't a slide on, there must have been an error, as I thought there was a slide there. But what we've also included is a mobile admin experience. So you will be able to post content to your company page via mobile. So that's really a step change forward as well. So that's really exciting. Okay, another question coming in here. Are ads integrated with any social? So no, they're not. So the ads run on LinkedIn are for are LinkedIn specific. So it's very common that the companies would run multi-threaded campaigns with different social media channels. However, the ads are run to each of those channels and independently. Certainly with LinkedIn anyway. We don't do cross-platform advertising though. But great question. And I'm seeing another question coming in here. Okay, I'm just seeing a question there. Am I going to send a manual? So somebody couldn't hear me. Okay, so yeah, I shall be sharing the slides via PointDrive after the session. I'll also link to the demonstration video that I showed you as well. Okay, that seems to be the questions coming through at the minute, but great questions. And if there are any more, then please do keep them coming. Okay, so some key takeaways. Number one, which wasn't covered in the slides, but to hear more about product updates and to get advanced notifications on what's coming down the track, bookmark our product updates page. So that's lnkd.in/product updates. And then really it's a case of start using the tools, start using the new functionality. So let data drive the decisions. So leverage the LinkedIn insights and reports to become a better recruiter, to become a better talent acquisition team. Let the tools do the work for you. So talk to us, talk to myself, talk to your relationship manager or your ATS to investigate how you can get the most out of your tools and any integrations between different platforms that you might be running. And with that, I just want to say thank you to everyone for taking the time this morning. I know 45 minutes to an hour is a significant time investment, and I really appreciate you taking the time out.